Okay. So introduce yourself.
I am Tyler. I shoot videos. I shoot and edit my own videos, direct them as well. And I've been studying film for since my freshman year of high school, since high school technically, and I pursue it in college at Columbia.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's my path. That's my journey. That's my dream is to direct and produce films. And I've been doing that so far since I was 13, 14. So yeah, it's just a blessing to have a talent like that, and make people happy and create the things that I want to create.
So what's like your favorite project that you've created?
Right now, it's not something I can legally speak on. The biggest one is the one I can't talk about right now. Something I've worked on as a project overall that was very grueling to work through and just to creatively direct was alongside my homie Zay, and that's probably the St. Lawrence project we worked on to roll out his mixtape. It never dropped, but it was a great rollout to introduce the kind of world we wanted to put people in for the project we were going to roll out. So that's my favorite project overall.
What's kind of something that kind of maybe like discourages you from time to time about like working in your field, or like maybe like do you ever feel like pressure, like and kind of like where does that come from?
What's weird is the pressure really comes from, I would say, people having an expectation on you that you
Hmm.
don't know of, or just people that you do know, people that expect you to create something different, insane, amazing, or just perfect all the time. People that are inspired by you and they openly express that to you, that
Hmm.
they like, oh my God, like I love your work, this and the third. Like, how do you do
Hmm.
that? This and the third. Like, I want to, like how do you do that? Because I'm really inspired by you. It places an expectation on you secretly, like internally, because now you feel like you're forced to just outdo yourself all the time. I just had this conversation with my friends Nikayla and Nick. I was like at Columbia. Something that I realized is that obviously there are kids that are more expertise
Hmm.
in the field that in the same field that you guys are in, but there's obviously something that you're stronger at than they are. And in one of my classes, I had did this granddad documentary that I had released on Instagram, but it was really for class, and I felt more inclined to outdo myself more so just do amazing was because my professor had showed us examples of what those documentaries were, and I just felt like I was like, well, I can do better than that. And it's not even like on a boasting or like a cocky kind of thing. It's just like, well, I want to show my professor what I'm capable of, you know.
Hmm.
And it did great. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people were connected with it, alongside their deceased grandfathers or the grandfathers that they don't really have a strong connection with. But just that reception alone, um, it's ego fulfilling, but it's also really challenging to work alongside, just because it's like, damn, like now people are gonna expect me to do way better. You know what I'm saying? And you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So I think that's one of the struggles of being a creative in that scene is that you feel like you constantly have to outdo yourself. Something I'm working on is
Hmm.
I've became less of a perfectionist alongside the projects I'm working on right now,
Hmm.
and it's really helped me just appreciate my work without having to perform for others in a way.
So who do you take the most inspiration from?
I take inspiration, like I would say my biggest inspirations as a creative or like in film will probably be like a Jordan Peele or like a Greta Gerwig or Hiro Murai
Hmm.
or David Lynch.
Hmm.
Those are like my big inspirations as in film, but it's not whenever I create something, I am inspired by something, and I'll take the stills or whatever, but it's really an original concept. Like I always tell people that I'm inspired by me. That might sound super cocky or like confident. Trust me, I am not a cocky guy. I'm very I don't want to like self-proclaim myself as humble, but I am not that guy. Because I know that there are people that are stronger than me and things that I'm not the strongest at. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But I don't really. I just take inspiration in daily experiences and daily, like my daily life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of weird shit and crazy shit happens to me. So you know what I'm saying? Even if it's dark, if it's happy, if it's sad, I will write it down. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I will try to expand on that. Or I take a look at my personal life and really try to craft a window for people to know who I am, which is something I'm working on creatively. Is that I want to be more in front of the camera and tell my life on camera, not in a vlog aspect, but that's just how I get inspired. You know what I'm saying? I'm more just inspired by myself, my surroundings, my environment, my friends, and yeah, just my personal life is what I'm inspired by. I just take any project that I do, I just put it out there, and it's every project I've done is personally inclined with me. So yeah.
I remember like back in high school, I used to see like after school like all the time because we had what was that back area called again? I can't even remember what it was called.
The
Yeah, yeah, like that area because I remember I did the radio station. I used to see you all the time, and you know, like you work on your craft like every day, and I feel like people kind of like are getting more into that now. But like back in high school, like people were not as like disciplined, as consistent, and things like that. So like, where do you think you get that work ethic from? And like, is it something that kind of comes natural to you, or do you kind of have to like wake up and be like, okay, I need to do this today, or do you just is it just kind of innate?
I'm gonna be honest here, like my work ethic sucks. But a lot of people do ask me like how did I get to where I got to, and I always tell them like I'm not gonna lie, like it's really a journey. Not even a journey, it's really like a tunnel. Like originally I wanted to, as a kid, I wanted to be a rapper. I knew at some point as a kid I wanted to be an entertainer because I would love entertaining people, whether it be singing, performing, rapping for them. And that was like my first avenue to rap. And it didn't really work out as a kid because I was like, I mean, I don't think I really want to do that shit. And it was a pandemic hit, so I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get to the studio? So I just started writing scripts, and I realized how much I love reading and writing scripts. And then I got into, as every kid around that time, you know, you start playing Fortnite really a lot. And I had a Fortnite clan, and I wasn't the strongest Fortnite player in my clan, even though I was the group leader. So I took initiative into editing my friends' montages and videos or whatever. And that's when I had a gaming PC for as a graduation gift. And I really just I really liked editing like videos. I was like, this is so cool. I like creating thumbnails and being in Adobe Photoshop and just exploring new shit. And I took a film class, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at editing. I'm not that strongest at cameras, but I can do something at editing. You know what I'm saying? I just knew how to work fundamentally. And it was all self-taught. Like no one ever taught me. No one ever told me like, oh, you should do this, and it was just all just like, like I said, it was a tunnel for me to just walk through, and now I'm here. As far as my work ethic, you know, it takes me a long time to, because I could have like a grand idea, but it just takes me a long time to really process that out in my head. Because I mean, I don't want to just go into it. I mean, when I was in high school, I used to be like, oh, let's just shoot it. But then when I got into like post production, because I would do everything myself. I mean, besides my friends helping me shoot it, but editing was just more of like a me time. We just sit down and hunker all the footage, and you're like, I should have thought that through. And that's something I've learned as through my work ethic, and that's why I don't do videography as much anymore. As far as client work, like I don't work with clients anymore. Like I just stopped doing it because my work ethic sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like clients would be like, "Oh, where's my video?" I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I got into it, bro. I feel bad, but yeah, yeah. I mean, like my work ethic, I would say it's strong because especially when I'm on set or when I'm working on it, because then I lock in like really quick. And this like I'm in tunnel vision, but I would say that's my work ethic.
What do you want to bring kind of like to Black film that you don't think that you see enough of, or kind of just like something you want to add to?
I've always said like when I branch into Hollywood, I think I would only make shows to my liking. One thing that I don't like that the Black community places on an expectation on young Black creators or filmmakers is that they expect for you to make films strictly for the Black community, which you should on your own accords, in my opinion. Like if like I feel like people just really want, like Black communities really place that expectation like, okay, you make movies for us, but in my opinion, my humble opinion, I make movies. If I make movies or television shows, I'm gonna do it for me. Anything I create will be for me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it's important to represent your people because we are you know, looked upon, shunned upon a lot when it comes to this industry. It's getting better, I would say, but I would say like I was always tell people like, just create for you, bro. Like fuck what everybody else. And I was like, I don't care. Like anything that's to do with my personal life or anything I'm inspired by, you know what I'm saying? Or if I get a project that gets slapped up on my a script that gets slapped up on my table, I'll make it if I like it. But I mean, it's just like I just want to create for me. I think what the black community needs in the industry is just people like that just want to create to create. If we are seen in that space in the industry that we can just create whatever we want to create and it doesn't have to involve like a heavily black cast. Not saying that's bad, but just like you know what I'm saying, like just create whatever you
I
want,
feel
you know.
like kind of what you're trying to say is that a lot of times like I feel like black creators have this weight to like represent such a large group of people, but that might not necessarily be something that they're passionate about. It's like
Exactly.
and it's just like, why do we have to necessarily carry that weight? First of all, the industry shouldn't even be like that in the first place. It shouldn't even be set up in a way where like one person has to carry all that weight to do that. But it's just like
and I think that goes for all, not even just black community, but even the Latin community. Like some Latin communities really just have to make specifically Latin films, you know what I'm saying, that just displays their culture, which is beautiful. I think every culture that creates movies like that for their culture is beautiful, and there's not a problem with that. But I just know deep down inside, and I know creatively when I speak amongst people that, you know, sometimes people just place the expectation, not their community places the expectation for them to create something for the community, which is like, no. If I create something for the community, it's because I did it for the community, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? But that's my perspective on that. I always say, like, my community might hate me. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, I'll just create what the fuck I want to create. You know what I'm saying? These guys kiss my ass, but like, yeah.
I remember like a while ago. This was like years ago. Like, so I don't even know like how you feel about this conversation anymore. But I remember one time we were having a conversation about how like young black boys kind of like the only thing that they kind of like think about is like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go do sports, like I'm gonna go to the NBA, like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and kind of how like, you know, it's okay to have like kind of these like idealistic kind of like careers or like futures for yourself, but kind of like how that needs to expand and how like that's kind of like not the only I don't know like how to like, you get what I'm getting at here.
No,
like,
I get what you're getting at. It's like they're confined to like the stereotypical routes,
right,
as to what their career should be. But I think that's more of like, I feel like that's changed a little bit, but I feel like it's a negative change and a positive change at the same time. Like I feel like a lot of young black men are being more creative. Like whether you see a new clothing brand that comes out, or someone's doing photography, or someone's doing videography. You know what I'm saying? I love to see that. I love to see a lot of young black men picking up cameras more, because I think that's just so beautiful for young black men to just visualize and use their storytelling abilities from what they can gain from their personal life and what their surroundings are, their environments. I think that's so cool. I think sometimes it is whack. Some niggas just be doing shit just to do shit. You know what I'm saying? But and I was like, you don't really need that camera, bro. But like, but I wouldn't even say that, because then that would sound like a hater. You know, people grow up, people change. You know what I'm saying? People can get better. I think I see far less athletes now and more. Maybe that's just my feed, but I see more young black men picking up cameras and shooting for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know a lot of them, so I think it's super cool. I always thought that, like I said, I just love that I see more young black men like me being more creative with everything that they do, whether it be fast fashion, you know what I'm saying, fast photography, lifestyle photography. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're making your bread doing something other than something that you don't want to really do.
Is there anything else you want to say before we close out this talk?
Do whatever you want to do. Create whatever you want to create. Don't really care about what people say. Put out whatever you want. I think I said that already. But yeah, man, just do you. And don't be afraid to take a break either. Because sometimes when you get locked in, when you getting so into that tunnel vision, you can really get down a dark path creatively. Speaking from experience. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone is unique and everyone wants to see what you have to bring to the table. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't be afraid to slow down, and don't be afraid to pick it back up.